Hello everyone, welcome back to Class 6 series on my channel Mathify with Meenakshi. In the previous video, we completed the first exercise of chapter 2, Lines and Angles. Now, let's move ahead and start a very important concept of this chapter, which is angles. You might have seen angles everywhere around you, in the corner of a book, the hands of a clock, or when two roads meet. But what exactly is an angle in mathematics? In this video, we will understand what an angle is, how it is formed, different types of angles, and comparison of angles in a very simple way. So, let's get started and understand the concept of angles step by step. Angle, a figure formed by two rays, also known as arms, meeting at a common point, also known as vertex, is known as an angle. As you can see here, we have two rays, BD and BE, also known as arm, meeting at a common vertex B. So this angle can be written as either as angle B or angle DBE or angle EBD. As here we have only one angle for this vertex B. That's why you can also use single alphabet for this angle. But when we have this case, here you can't write angle B because that's an incomplete information. Then it might be possible we get confused that which one is angle B, this one, or this one. So whenever we have a single angle for that vertex, then only you can use single alphabet. Otherwise, you have to use three alphabets to write name of an angle. Now, there is one more thing that you should know, that is symbol of an angle. So whenever you have to write the name of an angle, you have to first put this symbol. Now, the question is, are all angles same? No, as it depends on how much the angle opens. So let's see next topic, types of angles. So there are seven main types of angles. First, zero angle. Second, acute angle. Third, right angle, 4 obtuse angle, 5th straight angle, 6th reflex angle, and 7th complete angle. Now let's see all the angles one by one. First, a zero angle is formed when the two arms of the angle lie exactly on top of each other. As you can see here, in this case, angle measure is 0 degree. Now, when the angle opens a little more than 0 degree, but it is still less than 90 degree, then you will say it's an acute angle. An angle that measure exactly 90 degree. You can say perpendicular. That is known as right angle. And when the angle is greater than 90 degree, but it's less than 180 degree, as you can see here, this angle is known as obtuse angle. And when the angle exactly measures 180 degree, that means you can say that both the rays are opposite to each other. Then when we can say that angle is equal to 180 degree, that means straight angle. Next, when the angle is greater than 180 but less than 360, that means you can see here this angle is known as reflex angle. And last, when the angle completes a full turn and measure 360 degree, it is known as complete angle. Now let's see one example related to types of angles. Just see here, Vidya has just opened her book. Let us observe her opening the cover of the book. First, case 1. She just opened till here. Can you tell that which angle is this? Yes, it is acute. In second case, she opened this much angle. What is this? It's obtuse because it's more than 90 and less than 180. Then she opened like this. That means this is straight angle. What about this much? This is reflex angle as it is more than 180 but less than 360. What is this? Again, this is reflex. because again it's more than 180 but less than 360. And last case, she completed the full round. That means it's a complete angle. So even we have seen this with the help of real example. Now you should also know this thing, that size of an angle is the amount of rotation or turn that is needed about the vertex to move the first ray to the second ray. This much is your angle. Now let's move to figure it out. That's on page number 19 of your book Ganita Prakash. Question number 1. Can you find the angles in the given pictures? Draw the rays forming any one of the angle and name the vertex. So we have to do these three things. In question number 1, they have already marked the rays for you. So we have to just write name of the vertex and angle that you can find here. So vertex is D and angles, first angle is this one. You can write ADB or BTA. Second angle is this one. You can write BDC or CDB. And third is full angle from here to here. That means ADC or CDA. Now let's move to second. In second, we have to draw angle on our own. So I will draw from here my ray. So just write alphabets O, here A, here B. If you want to draw one more arm, it's up to you. That is C. So in this case, again, my vertex is O and your angles, again, we have three possibilities. First, BOC or COB. This one. Second, this one, that is AOC or COA. And third, the full one, that is BOA or AOB. Now let's move to third point. So here I will draw here and here. These are my two rays. So you can write this as O, here A and here B. So your vertex is O and your angles, here we have only one angle, that is AOB, or you can say BOA. Now let's move to last figure. Here I can draw from here this, this and this. So you can write A, O, this one B and this one C. So again your vertex is O here and angles you can write first as AOB, this one, or BOA. Then second one is this one. You can say BOC or COB. And third, the full angle, that is AOC or COA. So that's it. We are done with our first question. Let's move to second question. Draw and label an angle with arms ST and SR. So you have to draw an angle, but it's given that arms. Arms means rays of that an angle. So it's given ST and SR. Here, what is common? S is common. That means you know that your common vertex is S here. So we have to draw an angle in such a way such that S is your common vertex. So I will draw like this, S here, and then T and R. So this is your angle. You have to draw and label an angle. So it's your, I will write the name to TSR or RST. Now let's move to third question. Explain why Angle APC cannot be labeled as angle P. That I told you in beginning too, that whenever we have this type of situation, that here P is common vertex for more than one angle, for angle APB, for angle CPB, and for whole angle APC. In this situation, we can't write name of an angle with the help of single alphabet. So I will write the explanation for you. You will write here angle APC can't be labeled as angle P because I'm using the short form for because here P is a common vertex of angle APB, angle CPB, and the bigger one, angle APC. This implies angle P is insufficient, or you can say not sufficient, to write name of an angle, as we need three letters. Whenever we have this type of situation, we always need three letters for specifying name of an angle. When we have a common vertex for the common vertex for more than one angle. Yes, now let's move to question number 4. That's very easy. You have to just write the name of the angles marked in the figure. So we have two angles. First one is this much only. That means if I will write this smaller angle as 1, so this angle name you can write RTQ or QTR, just the reverse. And what about this bigger angle? This bigger angle, that's let's say 2. So angle for this we can write PTR or RTP. So we have only two angles marked here. So we'll write name of only two angles. Let's move to question number 5. Mark any 3 points on your paper that are not on one line. That means not collinear. Those 3 points should not lie on a single line. So what you can do in this type of situation, you can draw 2 points and then third point anywhere. I'm drawing here. Yes, now draw all possible lines going through pair of these points. You know, for 2 points, there is always a line that can pass through it. Similarly, for these 2 points, we have this line, and for these 2 points, we have this line. Let's see the question further. How many lines do you get? We get 3 lines. Name them. So we have to use alphabets now. Let's write this as A, B, C. So lines are AB, or you can say BA, first line, second BC or CB, and third this one AC or CA. So we have 3 lines. After that, how many angles can you name using ABC? So how many angles are there? Here 1, 2, 3. Only 3 angles are there. So we have to write the names. So let's write 3 angles. First angle, this one, that is CAB. We are not using single alphabet here right now because they said you have to use alphabets ABC. So I'm using all three. CAB. If you're writing the name of this angle, that means A should be in the middle. You can also write in this way. You can reverse the order, that is BAC. The first angle. Now let's write the name of this angle that have a vertex B. So B should be in middle. You can just change the order of A and C. One time you can write ABC and one time you can write CBA. And third, when we have a vertex C, that means C should be in the middle. One time you can write ACB and one time you can write BCA. And they said that mark each of them with a curve. So we have already marked all the 3 angles with the help of curve. Now let's move to next question. Question number 6. Now mark any 4 points on your paper so that no 3 of them are on the same line. So you can mark like this. These are 2 points. Then I can mark anywhere. I can mark like this, 2 points. Now label them as A, B, C, D. So just write the name A, B, C, D. Done. Draw all possible lines. So again, we know that from 2 points we can pass a single line. Similarly, from these 2 points we can pass a single line. From these 2 points we can pass a single line. From these 2 points we can pass a single line. But here we can also pass a line from AC and from DB. You will draw with the help of ruler. Now, let's read further. How many lines do you get? So, as you can see, 6 lines. Name them. They are saying name them. So, let's write the name. First is AB. You can write or BA. Second, BC or CB. Third, CD or DC. Fourth, AD or DA. Fifth, now the diagonals, AC or CA, and other diagonal, that is BD or DB. I'm writing both the ways in which you can write the name of the line. Now, how many angles can you name using A, B, C, D? So here you have to be very careful. First, I will write this angle. I will give you number also like angle 1. So we have how many angles? Let's write that first angle. So now I will write angles. First angle, if you want to use any alphabet here, although no need to use because we have to just use A, B, C and D. So name is DAC. DAC, and you know that you can reverse order CAD. First angle. Second, let's take this one. This is CAB, or you can reverse BAC. Then third, this one. Fourth, this one. Fifth, this one. Sixth, this one. Seventh, this one. Eighth, this one. Then full angles. This full ninth, this full 10th, this full 11th, and this full 12th. Yes, now I will write these names. Third is ABT or DBA. Fourth is CBD or DBC. Fifth, ACB or BCA. Sixth, DCA or ACD. Seventh, CDB or BDC. Eighth, ADB or BDA. Ninth, now the full ones, DAB or BAD. 10th, ABC or CBA. 11th, DCB or BCD. And 12th, ADC or CDA. So total we have 12 angles. And we have already marked with the help of curve. Now we are done with this figure it out. Now, students, let us understand how we can compare two angles. Two angles can be compared by a method called superimposition. Superimposition means placing one angle exactly over another angle. While doing this, we must show that vertices of both angles overlap and one arm of the angle is placed along the other. Now look at this figure. When we place angle ABC over angle PQR. We align their vertices as you can see here, B on Q, and one arm like BC on QR. After placing them together, we can clearly see that angle PQR is more than angle ABC. But what if the vertices of both angles and both arms also overlap? Like you can see here that here the vertices overlap as well as the arms. Here that OA overlaps OX and OB overlap with OY. Then it means that both the angles are equal in size. This method of superimposition helps us visually compare angles easily. Now let's move to figure it out. That's on page number 23. First question, fold a rectangular sheet of paper, then draw a line along the fold created. See, whenever you fold the paper, so you have a crease. Yes. Now they're saying name and compare the angles formed between the fold and the sides of the paper. So you have to just see the sides of the paper and crease and the angles formed by them. So I will write the alphabets first. Let this sheet be A, B, C, D and this crease be E, F. So we have how many angles here? 1, here 2, here 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have to compare them. They are saying that you have to tell which is the largest and which is the smallest angle. First of all, you should know that if it's a rectangle, then these angles are 90, 90, 90 and 90. At vertex it's 90, that we know. What about these angles? That means AEF, BEF, DFE and CFE. Now you know that this angle is obtuse and this angle is acute, and we can see that easily that this is more than 90 and this is less than 90. Here also this is acute and this is obtuse. And if this is a rectangle, so we know that AB is parallel to DC, opposite lines are parallel, and that means we can say that these two angles are equal. AEF and CFE are equal. That you will learn in higher classes. So if you will measure these two angles, that is angle AEF and angle CFE, they both are equal, and that is the largest one here because these two angles are obtuse. And when we have to see the smallest angle, so smallest angle are acute one like angle BEF and angle DFE. So these two are the largest one and these two are the smallest one, and other four are 90 90. Now let's move to question number 2. In each case, determine which angle is greater and why. Now here you can use the rule of superimposition sometimes, and sometimes you can directly see the figure and tell the answer. Like in first part they are saying AOB or XOY. We have to compare them. Now you know that angle AOB is this much and XOY is this much. So what we can say here, that my angle AOB is more than angle XOY, as XOY lies in the interior. No need to check anything. We know that it lies in the interior of angle AOB. Or if you want to write, you can write in one more way, that or angle AOB contains angle XOY. That we can see easily. Now let's move to B part. Angle AOB and XOB. Just see here carefully. AOB is full, but now XOB is this much. I will rub this. AOB and XOB. Again, you can see here that your angle AOB is more than angle XOB, as angle AOB contains angle XOB. You can also check by superimposition, but this is direct, so I'm writing directly. Now third, XOB and XOC. So for that I will remove this one. XOB we have already marked. Now they're saying XOC. Is there any difference between these two? XOB and XOC. Just see carefully. This B and C are on same ray. So what you can say about these two? That they are equal. Here XOB is equal to XOC. Let me write that. This is A part. This is B part and this is C part. Now XOB is equal to XOC as they superimpose each other. Now let's move to last question of this figure it out. Which angle is greater, XOY or AOB? Now for this you have two methods. Either you can use the method of superimposition or you can directly do by observation. Like method 1, in which if you will see carefully that your angle XOY, this is what? Acute or obtuse? Yes, angle XOY is an obtuse angle and angle AOB is an acute angle. So when we have to just compare them, then we can simply write that your XOY is more than AOB because acute angle is always less than obtuse angle. So this we can write by observation, that we have observed that this one is obtuse and AOB is acute. Method 2, using protractor too, you can measure because they didn't said that you can't use protractor. Angle XOY is somewhere around 110 degree and angle AOB is somewhere around 55 degree. That means your angle XOY is more than angle AOB. Now, I want to tell you one thing that's very important. It's a note because most of the students they have a misconception that if we have one angle like this, A, O, B, and if I will extend these rays like this, and now I will write one alphabet like P here and Q. Then they thought that angle POQ is more than AOB. Why? Because they feel because the length of arm is more, that means angle is more. No. So that's a misconception that I've written here, that increasing the length of the arms of the angle doesn't increase the measure of an angle. So that you should know, it is important that measure of an angle is determined by the amount of rotation between its arms, not by the length of arms. Therefore, regardless of how long the arms are, the angle remains the same as long as their orientation does not change. So that's all for today. We will continue this chapter in next video. So stay tuned and keep learning with me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel Mathify with Meenakshi. Thank you everyone.